Hey, what's up with that? Oh!
What are you doing, Daddy?
I am taking pictures of you. I'm Jim Maki, and I'd like to welcome you to another adventure in photography. With the following photo tips, you'll begin to take pleasing pictures of your children. Pictures in which they look natural, happy, and at ease. And here we have a kid who loves to have his picture taken. Julian, my son, has always enjoyed being in front of the camera. I'm blessed as a photographer in that way. However, I still have to go with the flow when it comes to taking pictures of Julian. I have to let him do what he enjoys most, refraining from being rigid and mainly just staying as flexible as I can be. That way, I can both get great pictures today and make sure he enjoys photography 5 years from now or 10 years from now. In these lessons, I'm going to be using an SLR camera. An SLR camera is basically one that allows you to interchange the lenses and has a lot more sophisticated controls. However, it's a little pricier, and the main issue is that it's bulky. But I prefer to use it for doing my photography and teaching the lessons because it gives me the most creative control. Autumn is 7 going on 8, and we're going to use her little puppy Pretzel. It'll be a fun photo of both Pretzel and Autumn, but also it gives Autumn something to hold that's important to her, and it makes it kind of a more fun, special occasion. You know, she'll get to interact with the animal and hopefully forget that I'm taking her picture. By photographing Autumn with a favorite pet, we're going to make a more meaningful portrait. One thing that you're going to want to do when you're taking portraits is to simply turn your camera into a vertical position. This is a more natural orientation when you're doing portraits. Oh, Pretzel! That is so cute. Another trick that I'm going to do is I'm going to use a remote control to come out from behind the camera. If I'm always burying my face behind this black box, I cut off the interaction that happens between me and the subject. By using a tripod, I can not worry about my composition shifting as I take my face away from behind the camera. Pretzel, 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 pretzel. Hi, Pretzel! Look at that one. She's looking right at the camera. Well, you did great. Both of you guys. Thank you. Right now, we're going to do an indoor portrait of Emmy with a loved object, her harp. One common mistake that many parents make when photographing their children is that they don't pay attention to the details such as the clothing. Avoid loud, busy clothing when you're doing a portrait. Try to go for even colored clothes. This will allow all the attention to be focused on your subject without competing for attention with the other elements. So if you use simple colors, bold colors, or pastels, it'll work better than busy colors such as these stripes and stars. So now our model has changed into much more complementary clothing. This way we're going to be able to get a nice portrait that just focuses all the attention on her face and eyes. If I were to take this picture just hand holding the camera, the image might suffer from a problem known as camera shake. This is when the camera vibrates just a little bit when you take the picture. If you don't happen to have a tripod, there's a few tricks you can do. One is you can simply lean against the wall. This way you kind of create a natural tripod with your own body. You hold the camera close to your face, breathe in, hold your breath for a second, and take a picture. Another trick that you can do is simply place your elbows on a table. This will act as another stabilizing device if you don't have a tripod. Shooting with window light illuminating your subject can help you create a beautiful, soft, glowing portrait. One thing that you have to be careful of, though, is too much light on one side of your subject while there's shadows on the other side. So one trick that photographers use is they place a reflecting device on the shady side of their subject. Today we're going to be using a piece of white foam core. This is a very simple thing that you can just get at any craft shop. I'm going to have an assistant hold it and bounce light back into our subject. This is just gorgeous. Whatever you do, don't smile. Cool. You want to see what it looks like?
Okay. Oh, that one's good.
You like that?
The lighting. Yeah.
Yeah, the lighting, the natural light is real pretty. And you got a really pretty smile. And I like that one too. But I like just getting a detail of your harp. I think those horizontals are my favorites. I had one other photo idea that I think will be really fun, and I'll try it maybe when you're playing. Okay. And I'm gonna try to get really close to all these neat details.
Get any of the crown in.
You like that crown?
Well,
yeah, it's gonna be a special element.
Gives it kind of a
dimension.
Different look.
Yeah, it really does. Hold your hands up. Yay! Okay, Jules, time for Betty Bye now. Another time that parents like to take photos is at Halloween. So we're going to be playing dress up with the kids, and then we're going to go do a group portrait out in front before the kids go trick-or-treating. It's always ideal if you can go outside when you're getting portraits of your kids. The outside light is just beautiful and even and causes a nice complementary portrait. However, sometimes you just can't get outdoors. Either the weather or some other circumstance keeps you from being able to photograph in that outdoor light. And at other times, you just want to shoot indoors because that's where it's best. You still have to be very careful when shooting indoors. If you're forced to use your flash, the light is going to look very harsh and flat on your subject. What I like to do is sit my subject near an open window. That way we get the window light coming in and illuminating your subject. Have you ever gotten into a window seat before? Oh man, that looks great.
Oh, excellent, Colin.
Really? Yes. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm taking pictures of Colin in the window light because it's a nice, soft, even light. Oh, I'm going to turn you this way so that we get to see all your cool costume in the nice light. Hey, that looks pretty good. You are the best looking little fireman I've ever seen. One thing that I notice is happening now is Colin's starting to lose interest because he's just looking at this black camera. It means nothing to him. So I'm going to start moving in and forgetting about the camera and just talking to him and saying, hey Colin, do you like being a fireman? What do you like about it?
I can go bigger and bigger to be a real fireman.
Really?
Yes.
One thing though that I think might be really nice is a little bit of catch light in Colin's eyes. So I'm going to put my flash on and try to get that extra little sparkle in his eyes.
Out of the hose and got onto a big fire. Right here, hoses.
Like I got. So we had a great shoot with Colin, and when I felt like I got the shot, I just said, okay, we're done. Do you want to go play? And he did. It's really important to go with the flow, and when you feel like you got the shot, just stop and let them go play. You don't want to push it, or they're going to start associating camera time with the boring time, and you don't want that to happen. How do you like it up there with the pumpkin? What are you going to say to your daddy when you see him tonight? I love that costume. What's that around your neck? They're waiting to go. What is that? Wow, you got some tail over here. That's an incredible tail, isn't it? Ooh, nice dragon sneer. Another problem that often happens when you're photographing indoors is there's just too many distractions. You have things in the background, things in the foreground that take attention away from your subject. A trick that many professional photographers use is to put their subject against a backdrop, either a white seamless backdrop or one with a mottled color. However, most parents don't have a budget for that. So here's a simple trick that we're going to use today. We're just going to find a plain wall. We're going to use this as a backdrop for doing some portraits. Now, what kind of face would a dragon make if he was done? I think we're done. So now, how am I going to get Sebastian to stand up as tall as he can? Are you a big boy? Are you big? How old are you?
I'm 4.
Are Are you 4? How tall are you?
I can stand up all the way to this.
Stand up against the wall over here. Let me measure you on the wall. Now make a face like a dragon makes. I actually think that's going to work. Sebastian was definitely beyond his expiration point, but I think we got some fun photos. The kids just seem to be naturally assembling themselves on these steps, so we're going to first take advantage of that, and then I want to do one shot looking down on them with a wide-angle lens. Okay. Right over here. Can you move? Yeah, can you move close to Sebastian? That's good. I like it. And now, Julian, can you move closer to Madeline? Okay, everybody look at me. Okay, here we go. Everybody.
Cheese.
Hi.
Cheese.
Cheese. Nice work. Give me 5. This is not working the way I wanted it to.
Get over close to Candids.
Not.
Firefighter with a hat head.
Hey, Colin, do you want to see if your hat falls off again if you look up at me?
Okay, ready?
Turn around. Turn around first.
Okay.
Oh, like that. Okay, try it again. Good job. Give me 5. So what I was doing with the step ladder was I was trying to minimize and simplify my background. By getting up high and shooting down, I had just a simple, even deck behind the subjects. Unfortunately, the subjects were going in all different directions, so we'll be lucky if we get one that works. Just got to go with the flow.
I'm animal.
You're an animal.
Yeah, I'm animal. I'm scary.
You are
I'm
scary.
scared back like the wind.
Oh,
I'm lion.
oh, nice.
I get out of there. Yeah, out of there.
Out of where?
Around.
Ah! Oh, you spit all over my lens, buddy. No, don't try to do it. See, I need you guys to come up really close to the bowl. All right.
Now my turn.
Okay, you ready? All right, say, look up at me and say trick or treat.
Trick or treat, trick or treat. No, don't put your stuff in there.
Where'd the bowl go?
Look at Daddy.
Where'd the bowl go, Madeline? Okay. Okay, there you go. Stand around here and look back this way. And one thing you want to do is be careful when you're taking portraits of your kids outdoors and there's a ball cap involved. This often produces dark shadows under the hat. One trick that you can do is simply turn on your flash. Even though you're outdoors, this will produce a nice fill flash and cause the face to be well lit. Another thing that you want to watch out for is using sunglasses. Often people will want to use sunglasses when it's a bright day because it just makes them more comfortable. However, when an objective viewer is looking at a photo and they don't get to see the eyes, it's a little disappointing. This is such a pretty setting that I want it to act as a nice backdrop. So I'm setting the subjects off to the side and allowing this beautiful pond and the reeds to act as a nice background. Oh, you guys look great. Gorgeous. Now, another thing that often helps to make it look a little bit less like a mugshot is to pose your subject so they're at more of an angle, more like not necessarily a 45-degree angle, but just a little bit off to the side. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Emmy turn a little bit this way, just a little bit. Yeah, and then she'll still be looking at me, but her body will be positioned at an angle. Oh, that's great. Quite a little stylist there. An important thing when you're taking a picture of two subjects is to make sure that you don't focus on the center background and have the two subjects out of focus. In this situation, I'm first locking my focus on one subject and then recomposing so that both subjects are in the scene. Thanks. What do I mean when I say lock your focus? Well, basically, your camera will usually focus on the central part of your picture. So if you just take the picture without thinking about it, unless your subject is centered, you might end up with an out-of-focus photo. If you want your subject to be off-center, which is generally a good compositional rule, you first need to make sure that that focus stays on your subject, and then you can recompose and get the shot that you want. That was great. He's so cute. Okay, so a little impromptu portraiture there. The things that I wanted to do were make sure that all the subjects were close together. It produced a much more cohesive composition. Also, I needed to get the attention of the dog, but often when you're photographing a group and there's an animal or an infant, everybody wants to look at the infant and try to get their attention. So you end up with a picture where the infant or the dog is looking at you, but everybody's looking at the dog. So you just try to direct the people to always keep looking at you, and you get the attention of the infant or the little puppy. Everyday events like finger painting or playing with Play-Doh offer great opportunities for getting candid photos. Candids are different than portraits in that the idea is to be invisible while you're taking the picture. You don't want them to actually know that you're there. Candids happen when the child is unaware that you're taking their picture. To get the best candids, your goal is to blend into the background, remaining as invisible as possible. In this sequence, I first aim to remain hidden in the background, and then I begin to interact with the kids for some non-candid photos. Looks like Emmy's ducking for cover.
There's a reason for that.
I'm screwing it.
What if I get really, really close?
I get close.
Okay, come over here. Come over here, Jules. Come over here. Stand right here. What I want you to do is come stand right over here. Okay? And now show me. Stay right there, but show me your hands, all right? Stay right there. Yeah. Can you stand right there and show me your hands?
Put them like this. Put them like this.
My wife in the background just said, "Go like this." She illustrated a great trick. When you want your child to do something for the camera, do it yourself or have an assistant do it, so the child can simply copy the action. I wanted to get a photo using the rule of thirds. The rule of thirds is a guideline photographers and artists use for placing their subject in the composition. The general idea is to place your subject off-center to give the photo a more balanced composition. Every parent's classic shot is the photo of your kid blowing the candles out. We're going to learn a few techniques to make that shot truly original and unique. One thing we're going to do is make sure that all the kids are positioned very close together, so we get a background with just kids packed into it. Another thing we're going to do is shoot from the low point of view so we get a nice, interesting background. Here you go, Jules. All right, and put your hat on. Now, we need everybody to be over there. So count to three. Count to three.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, go ahead.
Electric candles.
Great, good job. Okay. Mari, yeah, there you go, Andrew, quick. All right, there you go. Remember to experiment with your point of view. Here I play with moving up and down and getting closer to the children, always looking for the composition that focuses the attention on them, while minimizing distractions in the background.
What are we doing?
You just did fine. That was great. Good job, you guys.
Let's do one last one and everybody do it. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Great job, you guys. Great job. You did it. Now we get to eat some cake.
You want me? Can we get a candle?
If you want.
Ooh,
But you can't eat them, can you? They're just wax. One shot I've always wanted to get is a photo of Julian in the bathtub. I saw this one time in a magazine, and it really inspired me. Over the years, I have found it helpful to keep a book of photo ideas. I collect all photos that I enjoy and put them into a binder that I can refer to later for ideas and inspiration. This wide-angle shot of a baby in a bathtub inspired me, so I put a copy of it in my notebook. I said someday I want to try to capture something like that. Don't worry about copying another photographer's work. If you approach this with the right spirit, then you'll come up with your own take or spin on the original. Just think of these photos as starting points from which you can develop your own ideas. Every parent knows about the classic shots they want to get throughout the year, the holidays, birthdays, the fun days. Using a photo notebook can enrich your family album by creating more variety instead of just getting those classic shots. What I really want to do is get low. However, I got to make sure that my camera equipment doesn't get wet. I can use a disposable underwater camera. These don't cost very much. They're a single-use item, and I can get down there and not worry about it. The pictures aren't going to be great, but it's a fairly inexpensive solution. Another solution is to use an underwater camera housing. This is an Iwa Marine soft case for my SLR camera. I'm going to go ahead and put my camera in this case to get that shot that I want without worrying about water damage. Okay, here we go. They're going into the bubbles. I think we did it. Look, they have bubbles on them. Okay, we're done. All right, so I had fun getting that shot that I wanted. Used a wide-angle lens, used protective gear for my camera, and I got as low as possible looking up on Julian. In this situation, I've asked my wife Denise to take pictures of me with my son Julian. So instead, we're turning the tables and I'm getting to enjoy being in front of the camera instead of behind it. Look, the things are different. Mommy's the one taking the picture. It's really good if parents can trade off taking the pictures. Otherwise, you end up with photo albums filled with pictures of one parent only. Make an effort to produce a variety of shots, some with you in the photo and some with your spouse in the photo. Look, where's the train now? Hey, train, what's it doing there? We've learned how to take great pictures of kids, indoors, outdoors, and during special events like holidays and birthdays. In all these situations, we've explored ways to make your child feel at ease so you can get natural expressions for perfect portraits. I'm thrilled. I've had a great time and I'm walking away with photos that my family will treasure forever.